they showed The Great Escape with Steve McQueen, and it affected me and my friends so much that we got up out of our seats and went to the very back of the cinema and got down on our hands and knees and climbed underneath everybody's feet the whole way down the cinema. And it was, I mean, I think of it like we were actually kneeling in ice cream and God knows what was on the floor. You know, it was a really dirty place. But we pretended we were in The Great Escape and going through this tunnel and got to the very front row of the cinema. Terrific in a way. There was so much going on. And even after school they had a newspaper which I became a reporter for. And I had to go around all the classes and interview people. What are you doing this week, and so on and so on, and put it in the newspaper.
Arts were given as prominent a place as anything else in the school. For example, we had a very flourishing drama club, and they put on plays like Molière's The Imaginary Invalid and things like that to a very, very high standard of performance. A lot of hard work was put in. Parents came at nights to make the costumes.
What I liked about the school was that there was lots of opportunities, and there was lots of clubs in the school. After school hours there was weightlifting, there was judo, there was archery, there was all these different things. The radio one day, and it was Lonnie Donegan, and he was singing something like Rock Island Line or something, and I just went, what is this? It was like, I never heard nothing like it before in my life, and it was so exciting and sexy and loose, and the guitar playing on it was incredible as well, and Lonnie Donegan's voice, I think, is one of the greatest singers that ever lived.
So I fooled you, I got big iron, I got big iron, I got all...
Guitar, because everybody wanted a guitar.
I remember one night walking down some alley in Belfast. We came past a garage and heard this sound coming from inside the double doors. Then I seen a guy playing an electric guitar, and I looked a bit further and I seen a drum kit, and it was an actual group. And we stood outside, me and my mate, and listened to them.
Thanks to electricity, thanks to amplifiers, thanks to guitars, there's rock and roll. You find this heavy piece of wood and you switch it on, and all of a sudden, when the wee light comes on the amplifier, and this incredible noise, for the first time you ever hear it, it's mind-blowing. Suddenly there is volume, suddenly there is different ways of playing guitar. And it just changed music once it became amplified.
This was like a whole new thing that happened in Belfast, like a whole new feel. People started becoming a bit more rebellious.
Every street had his own teddy boy, and everybody...
Belfast was starting to happen, and people didn't know what was going on. There was a definite change in the air, and it was here to stay. It wasn't a passing phase. And a lot of people couldn't handle it, especially the old people, because the change was happening. And young people were making it happen.
Well, the sun shines on the hill.
From America.
Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go back to New Orleans because I love you.
All of a sudden, this new music, new style hit Belfast. It became really exciting. And I was loaned about 10 blues albums, like Sonny Boy Williamson, John Lee Hooker, Muddy Waters. And I took them home and put them on my record player and went, like, what's this? And the thing I liked about it was like free expression. You didn't really need to be black to play the blues. You could play the blues if you were white and put your own story into them, which was marvelous. Feel thing. It was a very emotional type of music, and you could actually express yourself through it. You didn't need to play the guy's licks.
Blues come rolling down Royal Avenue. Won't stop, man.
Whenever you got onto a bus, you would sit on purpose in front of two old women with your head back so that your hair would look even longer. And they'd all be talking about you. Is that a boy or a girl? I think it's a girl. No, it's not, it's a boy. And they'd all be pointing, and it was great. You got this buzz being very outrageous, you know.
I'm not saying that anybody ever rebelled against their parents, but inside they do. You know, if your parents like the same sort of music as you like, you think there's something wrong with you. You know, they can't like this because this is for young people. It was just a very, very exciting time.
The creativity and freedom of the age produced some great music and some timeless songs. But in the late 60s, the good times were already slipping away.